Hello Aquarius, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for June the 13th to the 20th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out anything that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're going to see how it is likely going to play out, okay? So if you just give me a quick moment. Right. Justice, nice. So your situation is saying fairness and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs, okay? So yeah, this is you standing true to your own morals and ethics, okay, with this justice energy. Now, this can also heavily imply, Aquarius, that this week, if anything has been unfair, okay, or if someone has been treating you in an unfair manner, then this is saying that those scales are rebalancing, okay? Something is being put right this week. Lovely. We do like a little bit of justice here and there, don't we? Right, the Ten of Water. This one literally says, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met and trustworthy relationships. Okay? So this situation has been, up until now, affecting not just you, but quite possibly your family as well. Okay, so there's justice here for you and your loved ones. Okay. Well and truly on the path to creating your Ten of Cups, your Ten of Water, which is this safe, emotionally available, right? We love emotional available people, okay? This feeling of contentment. No, not contempt, contentment. I know someone would have misheard that. Content, which is quite different from contempt. Okay, your emotional and material needs being met. Let's find out more. Let's find out way more. Can you tell us about this justice and the Ten of Cups for Aquarius, please, for the situation? I'm not going to sit here and make guesses. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not feeling it or if I'm not seeing it, then I'm not going to say it. All right. What's going on with this justice and Ten of Cups for Aquarius, please? Okay. Oh, look. So the thing is, I'm not holding this deck in the upside down position. It's in the upright position, right? Those cards came shooting out and they're all reversed. You got the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands and the Emperor all reversed. Aquarius, why do I get the impression that someone has been lying about you or your family members, people that you love and care for? Why am I getting the impression that they have been getting dragged into some sort of disruptive elements here? Okay, interesting how we've already talked about emotional availability and feeling content on an emotional level, and then you get this King of Cups that comes out in the reverse, which is the exact opposite of emotional availability, right? This is someone who is shutting down. They're shutting down, or this is someone who typically tends to use love and affection as a weapon or as a method of control, okay? Especially as you've got the Emperor here also in the reversed position. That's very much a control freak, okay? The Queen of Wands reversed, that's using triangulation and jealousy as a tool also to gain this control. So emotional manipulation at an all-time high, okay? Games being played, definitely. And then with the Ace of Swords being the strongest overall energy here, that's the truth coming out. The truth being revealed, okay? Which nobody can hide from the Ace of Swords, because it just is. I feel here, Aquarius, that there has been a situation that has been ongoing involving an individual who has been imposing, you've got a lot of imposing energies here, imposing themselves into your private life, your private world. Even though the Page of Swords isn't here, I'm definitely feeling that energy. And remember what I told you, if I'm not seeing it and if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not going to say it, okay? I'm feeling that someone has been snooping into your business, Aquarius. I feel like someone has been digging for dirt because they're trying to make you look as bad as possible. I'm understanding that that is the situation that is being put right this week. Okay, possibly a bit of like character assassination here that's going on, especially with this Queen of Wands, also in the reverse. Them trying to make other people hate you or have an issue with you. Okay, classic triangulation tactics there. I feel all of that is what is being put right. Now, you could be seeking some sort of professional legal advice. You could be seeking some sort of injunction against this person, okay? Or you might have considered doing that. If it was just a consideration, you definitely want to think about taking that one step further, okay? Because I feel like your consideration is not quite going to cut it. I feel like your action is what's going to seal the deal, okay? Again, not going to resonate for absolutely everybody. Maybe this is one of those situations that can be resolved without any sort of legal involvement, okay, or legal costs or anything like that. Maybe for some of you, absolutely, right? Because the truth always does come out eventually, right? I feel that this is one of those situations of, well, how long are you prepared to wait, Aquarius? If you're okay waiting, then let nature take its course. If you're not okay with waiting, because maybe there is something very, very serious here that's going on in the background that I don't know about, then you might not want to leave it for nature to take its course. You might want to, you know, use that as an opportunity to get that legal help involved. Okay, so use your discernment here. Ultimately, what I do see going on, Aquarius, is balance being restored, your joy in life finally being restored, that sense of peace also being restored, because you're just wanting a quiet private life. That's it. You're not asking for the earth, okay? And it usually, unfortunately, is the case where you're going to get a couple of people out there who are adamant that you've got something to hide just because you want a quiet, peaceful life. Do you know what I mean? Some people, not everybody, right? Some people, and there's certainly that type of person here who has kind of made it their mission to find something on you. Okay, I don't like that. All right, because the way I see it, look, if they've got a genuine issue with you, a genuine problem with you, then they would take the right steps. Okay, or potentially that they would take the correct legal steps against you, right? What I see is they're taking what looks like the law into their own hands, and they're taking their issue with you, but then they're stretching that out. Do you know what I mean? They're stretching it out to be a much bigger deal than what it actually is. And that's when it's getting personal. Okay. There is nothing more personal than your 10 of Cups being threatened. You don't get more personal than that, right? Maybe entitlement is an issue with this person, with the Emperor being in the reverse. Okay, I'm not going to take anything off the table. As far as zodiac signs, well, you could be dealing with Pisces, Libra, Scorpio, Aries. Okay, extra emphasis here on the Aries energy. You've got super strong Aries cards coming out. Okay. Of course, this person doesn't have to be any of those signs. Of course not. That could just be the energy that they're coming from. And with these two strong, like super hyper strong Aries energies coming out in the reverse, literally means someone's on the warpath. Okay, someone's on the warpath. It might be you. It might be you in retaliation. I feel it's likely them. Okay. Aquarius, if it's you that's on the warpath, in order to protect your 10 of Cups, your family, your home, your sanctuary, your safety, right? You've got to play it clever. That's what the Ace of Swords is telling you. That's why that one was hidden at the bottom of the deck, okay? The energy's saying, if this is you that's on the warpath, you cannot go all metaphorical guns blazing. You're going to have to be smarter than that, okay? I will find out more in just a minute. I'm just waiting for more messages to come through here. I feel like Spirit also wants to say that any kind of immediate knee-jerk type reactions to this is likely going to work against you rather than in your favor. Right, I'm grabbing a second deck here a minute, Aquarius, because I need to find out more for you guys, okay? So we've already had the message of you got to play it smarter than that. So let's pull some cards on that bit first. Okay, so how can Aquarius play this smarter? The Fool reversed. Now that's one of your cards, Aquarius, that's come out in the reverse position. I know a lot of readers say, oh, it's Aries energy. Honestly, I don't know where they get that from, because it's never been an Aries card. It has always belonged to you, Aquarius. The Fool is an Aquarius card, right? It's come out in the reverse, and it's landed right on top of and in between this Emperor and Queen of Wands reversed, okay? So I feel, in all honesty, Aquarius, someone is trying to lead you into a trap. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got you acting out of character here. You potentially being led into doing something foolish, spare of the moment, without the forethought gone into it. And then before you know it, you're in their trap. Their trap is basically to make you look as bad as possible. Maybe even in front of other people. If you're online, if you've got an online presence, which granted not all of you do, they're going to try and make you look foolish online in some capacity, okay? So the way to play it smart is to imagine, again, Justice card, what would this look like if it ever got to court? And with that at the forefront of your mind, you're going to be able to act accordingly. What would this look like if it ever went to court? Okay? You do not want to partake in anything that is going to make you look bad or make you look like the wrong un. Okay? You're going to play it smart. You're going to make a plan. And you're going to be very, very subtle and very, very careful. They're also saying here that you got to take notes and keep receipts of everything as well. Okay? You got the Page of Cups here that's come out off balance. Again, that is insincere energy, and look where it's landed. I've deliberately left the cards where they fell, because where the cards fall and how they fall is also a significant part of the message. It's landed right on top of Justice, and it's off balance. That is insincere energy, okay? that is quite possibly someone turning on the sweetness in order to lure you into a false sense of security. Okay, so pay close attention here, Aquarius, because this is somebody who is up to no fucking good at all. Like, they're up to no good. Can you tell us more about this page? Thank you. Yeah, see, the Lovers off balance. The Lovers off balance. There's a split, a separation here. Maybe this is someone trying to goad you into a split, a separation, a divorce. Again, take it as it resonates. If this is business, then this is someone trying to goad you into breaking things off with a business partner. Pay close attention this week, Aquarius, because someone is bullshitting through their arse. Okay? They really, really are. And you're going to have to be super smart about it. Super on the ball. Okay, catalytic energy. The Five of Fire. What do you know? Competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. Well, yeah. I mean, that checks out, does it not? The Five of Wands in traditional tarot, it is a card of conflict. It's the card of trials of strength. Okay. The catalyst is you are engaged in a trial of strength. Not physical strength, mental and emotional strength. Okay. There are definitely competing goals. There is definitely some sort of trouble right around the corner, but you can overcome it by being smart about it. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, again, sticking with the catalytic energies. Some sort of new project or a new investment has triggered this response within that other person. Okay, could also be a new opportunity that arose for you, Aquarius, a new job opportunity or a new career move, anything like that. Anything basically that's going to improve your life, improve your quality of life. Okay, that's been the trigger point for this other person. It's almost like they've sat there and gone, fuck no, Aquarius is not having that. I'm going to see to this. Do you know what I mean? And that directly puts your Ten of Cups in harm's way as well. Because let's imagine if you're the breadwinner for your family and then you've got this person who's like, oh, Aquarius has just got this new position or this new opportunity or this new deal. I don't want them to have that because I think I should have that. They're literally taking food out your family's mouths. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the kind of energy that you're going up against here, Aquarius, in a nutshell. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, Ace to the 9 equates to the 10. So you're full on working your way towards an incredibly successful life. You might even be working towards financial security here, okay, because the Ten of Pentacles can indicate a lot of money. And while money doesn't necessarily buy happiness, what it does get you is choices and opportunities in life. That's what it does get you. Okay, you're working towards your Ten of Pentacles. That's a lot of success. That's the epitome of success, especially in terms of materialistic value. Okay, yes, it can indicate personal growth also, but I feel that this is more to do with property, money, possessions, business opportunities, business growth, career growth, that sort of thing. I suspect that you have got a very twisted competitor here, Aquarius. And because they're directly competing with you, they are putting your Ten of Cups directly in harm's way. Because everything that you do is for your Ten of Pentacles. Everything you do is for your Ten of Cups, which is your family, your loved ones, your future. right? Literally everything that is your goal, your ultimate goal in life is to secure house, home, family, health, safety, right? Literally. And that's what's being put in harm's way because this person competing with you. Sounds a lot like entitlement to me. What's in your blind spot is the Page of Water. Intuitive, sensitive, artistic and friendly. You know what I feel that this is saying, Aquarius? You're a lot more sensitive than what you realize you are. I sometimes feel that you and Leo are quite similar to each other in that regard, because Leos have got massive hearts, massive sensitive spots as well, but they don't like everybody to know about it. And I feel like you're similar to that, Aquarius. I really, really do. It's literally, it's in your blind spot. So this threat, if you will, has affected you on a much deeper level than what you would ever let anybody know about, okay? Now, it also goes on to say that a new person enters your life, so be careful with these messages because obviously not everything is going to manifest for everyone. Okay, but for some of you, yes, absolutely. This entire scenario is likely going to lead down a path where a new significant person enters into your life and helps to make your life better. Okay, a relationship begins a new phase and heightened psychic abilities. Okay, so you could be feeling sensitive energetically as well. Which means, Aquarius, you must listen to your instincts, to your hunches, to your intuition this week. You absolutely must. Because if you're disconnected from your instincts, you're not going to see this coming. Okay? And you need to see this coming. You need to be able to trust in the vibes that you're picking up on. Okay, you need to. Can you tell us more about Aquarius's blind spot, please? Whoa, that's off balance, whenever that is. The Seven of Cups. Okay, so a card of scattered energy, of not being in focus, is coming out of the deck. Scattered and out of focus. Go figure. The Seven of Cups off balance. So here's the deal, Aquarius. The topic of conversation that is showing up in your blind spot is idealism. Okay? You're not going to be able to approach this situation this week from an idealistic perspective. It needs to be approached from a realistic perspective, from a realistic point of view, with realistic actions. And you do need to be focused. You absolutely need to be focused. Okay, until you're given the all clear from Spirit that this person has finally backed the fuck off. At the moment, I don't see that they have backed off. I'm seeing that they're trying to double down here in some capacity, okay, which is going to require a lot of focus on your part. We're not talking paranoia, okay? Paranoia is something else entirely different. You feel this little fucker is up to something, Aquarius, you're being vindicated and you're being told you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. You're not imagining it. You're not being paranoid. Okay? They are in competition with you. They are digging into your personal stuff. They are looking for anything and everything that they can potentially use against you. So with that in mind, do not give them anything that they can potentially use against you. You take away the ammunition. You take away their fuel. And when you do that, they will metaphorically burn out. Okay? That's how you're going to play this clever. The Ace of Air for what's working for you. Literally the Ace of Swords that we've already seen. Same card, same energy, same message. And it's coming out for what is working for you, okay? It says brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation and a challenging beginning, okay? So you starting this new project or this new business, this new career, this new turning point in your life that takes you straight towards your own success. It's not going to be easy. You are going to have to fight for it, as you already are. What you mustn't do in the meanwhile is fall for these nasty little tricks from other people that would pretty much guarantee your failure before you've even gotten started. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to get people like that everywhere you go, Aquarius. Thankfully, they are few and far between. Okay, I will tell you that. Yeah, the Five of Cups. So, literally, don't do anything that you will come to regret. Okay? If you fall into this person's trap that they are clearly baiting you into, you will regret it. There is no question. You mustn't fall for it. Okay? King of Swords in the upright position. Tactics. Smarts. Brain. Being sharp. Keeping within your own morals and ethics. Living and acting with integrity. Okay? This person's trying to pull you out of character. That's what they're trying to do. Remain strict, remain stubborn, remain unmoved, unbothered, unfazed. Okay? Stoicism. Classic Stoicism. And using Stoicism as a tactic. I've seen what they've done. It's pissed me off. I really want revenge. But I know that if I was to do that, I would be playing right into their hands. You want to know what the King of Swords does? They play the long game. The long game. That's what's going to work for you here, Aquarius. You have to play the long game. Okay? While that short-term revenge is absolutely going to give you that sense of fuck you and instant gratification, it's not the kind of thing that's going to stick. Do you know what I mean? You want it to stick. And the only way to do that is if you play the long game. Okay? What I'm going to do, I'm going to get you Sun Tzu card at the end of this one. I'm going to leave it there so I don't forget, because chances are quite high with the way that my brain is at the moment, I'll end up forgetting. So I'll leave that there, and we're going to get you one of these cards as your healing message at the end, okay? Because they keep going on about tactics. So what better deck to use? Do you know what I mean? Right, the Five of Earth, for how this is likely going to play out. It says fears surrounding money. The wisdom to accept help from others and uncertain self-employment. For how this is likely going to play out. So we've got to do some more digging, okay? Because it feels to me like your future at the moment is kind of on a knife edge. What's going on with this? Likely, oh, okay, off balance energies again. The Sun and the Five of Swords. Interesting. Both of these off balance. This is recovery, right? This is absolutely recovery. The sun is truth, growth, confidence, optimism, happiness, a positive outlook. This is coming out as a warning. If you were to seek that instant revenge, instant gratification, it will go wrong. This is the outcome that you want to avoid. The outcome you want to avoid is the uncertain future, the uncertain business, or uncertain ability to create an abundant lifestyle, okay? Your job, your career, your future, money, stress and anxieties. You do not want that future. Nobody wants that future. If you were to charge ahead, Aquarius, that takes you straight on the path of that uncertainty, which we don't want for you. They're saying here to move slow and give yourself that time and space required so that you can go through this recovery process that is required. Okay. They're also saying don't lean into any kind of pessimism and do not play up to the competition. If you do these things, you will find that actually your competition's tactics will in fact backfire onto them, which is exactly what you want. Okay? Yeah, see the Two of Cups and the Moon is right there. The Moon is coming out as hidden energy, right? Secrets. And the Two of Cups. So this is you and a significant other person who are doing things a lot more privately. So that you're not giving the weirdos in the competition any kind of ammunition. This is doing something here on the down low. Temporarily. That's how this is likely going to play out. Yeah, the Two of Wands is your strongest overall message here. So you've got a choice to make. But it's not just a random choice of, oh, what do I fancy for my dinner tonight, right? It's a much bigger choice than that. There are literally two paths clearly that lay right in front of you. The path of that instant gratification, but it's not going to stick, or the path of, okay, I'm going to have to play it smart and clever and do the long game here. Can I have some guidance for Aquarius here, please? Specifically strategy for Aquarius. Strategy for Aquarius. Value your friendships. Okay. So Sun Tzu said, if, however, you are indulgent, but unable to make your authority felt, kind-hearted, but unable to enforce your commands, and incapable, moreover, of quelling disorder, then your soldiers must be likened to spoilt children. They're useless for any practical purpose. Which means, Aquarius, boundaries, and making it abundantly clear who is really in charge. Okay? And then it says, value your friendships. Friendship is not something that you hand out to anyone. Sometimes they're only confirmed in dark and troubled times. Friendships can form instantly or grow slowly over time. So you want to be choosing quality over quantity, Aquarius. An act of friendship does not have to be grand and dramatic. It can be a lot of little kindnesses added together. Friendships can take a lifetime to earn, yet lost in a second. Nourish them. Okay? Keep your friends close. You don't have to keep the enemies closer. You just need to keep a watch on the fuckers. Okay? So, with that being said, let's get you some very cheeky words of wisdom from the shitty deck, just for a little bit of light-hearted fun. Okay, don't ever underestimate the shit that you can do. There is only one you, and you have the magic shit that can change your life. Yep. That's an empowering statement and a half. Aquarius, you have the magic shit that can change your life. And sometimes shit hits the fan and you think that your world is spinning out of control, but eventually you need to turn off the fan so the shit won't fly around anymore. Yeah. Taking away the fuel source. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.